Ready, willing, and able to do the show.
Live.
Do the show. Yeah, it's 4:07, but
Okay.
who's counting? Especially the replay. Yeah, quick intro. There we go. You do that when you're behind, right? But go back Devil Flyer over on the full version over on Fun My Comic. How's it going, Chat Hawk? We're in my
Good. So far, so good.
It's been windy, man. I can't get a break from the wind, although it's been, subsided somewhat. I went out earlier and got that big branch and all those other little branches and either put them out front or put them in the trash. Just got home from the store and heated up some in the air fryer, some of these White Castle bites.
Oh, okay.
White Castle bites, Have you tried these? You get them at the Dollar Tree in the frozen section for $4 a bag.
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't tried them yet. I'm gonna have to go take a look to see if they're carrying them in my Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, one of mine does, and one of mine does not, or maybe they do and they sell out. I don't know, but
yeah, it's weird with Dollar Tree. Sometimes, like you said, I got one that's fairly close that carries like most of the stuff I usually go there for most of the time, but every now and again it'll just like not be there at all. Then I got to go to a different one.
But, well, with distribution mix-ups and you never know. You spin the wheel, you take your chances.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Nowadays, like, I got this DC rack at one, and the other didn't get them at all, and but I picked up a Hot Wheels stand there, which was kind of rare to see that out because usually they put the cars out and then go take that to the back and bell it up. Very rare because they don't actually set it up; they actually just take the cars out of it. If it hadn't have been snow coming in, and I was probably stressed for time before the show to get things done. I probably would have went back and say, do you have the base to this? But it's, I've got a lot of those Hot Wheel stands and things. It's not, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but I've got a few, I've got 3 that I can think of right now, if not more.
That's pretty cool.
I picked these up. I don't think I've seen these before. Nubbies, Arm & Hammer Nubbies for Abby. Tartar Control bones.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I already gave her one when she was home. She's working on another thing there right now. She's very happy, I guess. But since you were tired yesterday, we kind of cut it short yesterday, and I didn't think about it. It was sitting over here. I got a couple new Pez the day before yesterday, and a few other items here. It is spring, my friend. Is today the first day of spring? I didn't even look on the calendar.
We're not sure.
Let me see here. We'll find out.
I don't think so yet. It might be
February. Oh yeah, it's spring.
Is it?
Let's see. Yes, first day of spring, Thursday. So yesterday. We are into spring. Winter is no more. Spring is here, my friend.
All righty then.
Mm-hmm. Caleb Reynolds in the house. What's up?
Hey, Caleb.
Good to see you, Caleb. Keep that singing voice in prime condition. I scored the box too. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, cool.
Easter box. The Pez Easter box for this year. Let's see there. I'll tell you what it is. It says Peeps on it. Are you aware of Peeps candy?
Oh yeah.
Are you? Well, look at this, man. This is new. Sort of the marshmallow treat, you know,
Oh yeah. Little bunny
round,
peep.
and it's, says Peeps on the stem. So how cool is that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
different.
maybe not to a Pez collector, but I think it's pretty cool. Different. And they have a full body, which is unusual because they're usually heads. Full body pink bunny.
Oh, cool.
And Elsie had picked these up around the same time that I did. And if you look here, it looks like blueberry, which is an unusual flavor. I don't know that I've ever seen blueberry
Yeah, I
candy.
don't know if I've ever seen that one yet or
So,
not either.
so those had blueberry candy. And I picked up because I picked these things up if they're, empty or whatever. I don't know why. But Peeps, this was the milk chocolate. And
Ooh.
and after I finished my little things, I actually picked one of those up to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably lackluster, but now Peeps has went all out on their usual little marshmallow dudes, and I got the traditional to show like Carrie and people that are outside the country that might not know what Peeps are. And I can't say, maybe I haven't had Peeps ever. Maybe as a kid. I mean, how long have they been around?
Oh God, since we were kids, right?
Okay. All right. Well, uh, so they got to do better on painting the eyes on. Look at these eyes. They're on the side of the what the? But these are your traditional Peep marshmallow. You know, I thought
Yeah,
I'd
baby
try these,
chicken.
but now
Yeah.
they've got all kinds of flavors at Dollar Tree of these. How many's in here? Gluten free. Five little marshmallow chicks. But
Mm-hmm.
they've got a watermelon, all kinds of different flavors. And you and I and Doc Blaylock were talking about Dr. Pepper. They got Dr. Pepper Peeps.
Really? Wow, that's crazy.
The only reason I buy this shit is to show it on the show. Just saying, you know. Uh, Otherwise, I wouldn't even bought any of that. But now, when at first I went into Dollar General and bought the Peeps Pez, and then I go into Dollar Tree and find the Peeps different products, for Easter. So I thought, well, I'll show off what a traditional Peep is, and I'll show off one of the new ones, Dr. Pepper flavor, which
Yeah,
was
cool.
probably the most exotic,
I wonder how they
and
taste. If they're any good.
and I don't know that I've seen them covered in chocolate, so I thought I would try
No,
chocolate
I think
chicken.
that might be something new.
That may, well, Hey,
But,
Mr. B. Mr. B was a little confused today because I simulcast one of Randy Zimmerman's. They were in Glenn and
hey, Mr. B.
Russ and others were looking. And I was up. I could have been on the show. I just broadcast it, and he's like, he must be muted. I wasn't muted. Tree Goblin in the house. Hey, Tree.
Howdy,
So
Tree.
yeah, it's been windy, but I got the aha. It was early also. Yeah, it's so early, 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm usually up, but I was trying to get in the writing mood and do other things. I've got more pressing things right now that the campaign's up, to do. We did make some corrections yesterday on the campaign.
Yeah.
Here's something you might not be able to unsee. You can't unsee shaven Chewbacca, Shadowhawk.
Let me see this. Whoa. Yeah. Put the hair back on. Holy shit.
I know, right? Some dog breeds, I guess they kind of took that from some dog breeds, right? When they look like shaved.
Wow.
Then they're extrapolating. Maybe they're projecting out on Chewbacca, poor Chewbacca. But can you imagine how smooth and wrinkly his skin would be? Gable Penny Shot in the house. Hey, Gable.
Hey, Gable. Good to see you, sir.
So added to my Pez collection by a couple and scored the Easter box. So I like to pick those up. $2 a piece at Dollar General. Um, I just happened to see the Easter section, and that's not what I went in there for. I actually went in there for some sleep aid, which I got.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, got to get enough rest.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you got all weekend, brother. All weekend.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's never enough, I know, but at least you can say you've got the weekend. Happy Full Friday, apparently. This is OLMB, I think, listed this. I've been seeing this. I've been reporting on this at my local comic book shop every time I go in. They have full, apparently, like the first Daredevil, first Punisher, Amazing Spider-Man 129, Flash #1, an early Justice League, early Green Lantern, Fantastic Four #2. I'd like to score one of those, and #3. But they're probably about $8, like $7.99 cover price, and the reprints with full covers. I suppose they're pretty cool looking comics in themselves. But now this reprint stuff and like dead artists with like George Perez doing covers,
Right.
it's kind of what's, the market right now, and has been for a long time, because Dan Dito, when he was at DC, was saying that, uh, the reprints are outselling the new stuff.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, doesn't that tell you something?
And that's been going on for a while now.
March 1979. Some of the comics, I'm not going to focus on a lot of the comics today, but I will focus on this from 1979. This was the first X-Men I saw on the stands, Shadowhawk, Dave Cockrum cover. We've talked
I
about
remember
this
that.
before.
Yeah.
But now I didn't buy it. I saw 2 or 3 before I started buying it. I thought it was too weird. And then when I bought it, it was the weirdest issue that I could have bought. So weird finally won out, I guess.
Yeah.
But this was a good month for comics back in 1979. You could have got X-Men 122, or I did buy this one. Great story. Always loved the Absorbing Man. George Perez cover. How could you beat that?
Cool.
184. Like I said yesterday, I think it was, Avengers was, X-Men was gearing up to become really good and have probably the best run, when Byrne and Austin took over. But Avengers was already clicking it, for a while. And I was about 40 issues, a little less than 40 issues deep. This one's cool. I've not seen this one. This one's got the X-Men, Power Man, and Iron Fist. That might be a good one to get for sure. That's kind of a lesser known one to get. Number 57. I'll have to get that one. I don't have that one. Didn't know it was out there. And I might have this one. This one's got Machine Man. I always try and pick up these Machine Men. Didn't buy this one when it came out, but love the Machine Man appearances. Apex Comics in the house, held to you. Veto at DC. I don't know what that means. Yeah, yo, C Money. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, the one that won me out was the one where he had Professor X's son warping reality, which was really wild artwork. And that was my first X-Men. But all the others I thought were too weird, with I was Christian, and I looked at Nightcrawler and I thought, well, that looks demonic. I just, did. I got over it. Now, probably the first Godzilla, and maybe the only Godzilla I bought, was this one in 1979. A Herb Trimpe cover, number 23. Why? Because it had the Avengers in it. Can you tell I was an Avengers fan? That made me a collector. Damn gray screen. So there's your lizard representation, howbeit so brief, Lorenzo. But you got banger covers either from Jack Kirby, which I didn't really appreciate back then, but like the George Perez covers, I mean, come on. It was just good stuff, man. Number 172 from 1978, a year earlier. It's interesting to see the different ones that came out when. At the same time in 78, you could have got this X-Men, which I thought was a pretty cool cover, actually, with Arcane, sort of as circus freaks. But this was before I really even saw X-Men on the stands. I mean, it was probably around 79 or 80 before it was 79 before I even saw it, and I didn't purchase it immediately. So I probably started collecting in 76. So it was probably 4 years before I saw an X-Men book. Isn't that crazy? I have most of the Godzilla Marvel comics, decent run. Yeah. Yeah, if you like Herb Trimpe stuff, I have those old 70s X-Men, Avengers, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Power Man, Iron Fist comics, and more. Well, that's good. I never did buy much of the Power Man, Iron Fist. I know one early one I bought had Sabretooth in it. I don't think X posted. Well, maybe I didn't go down far enough. That's probably it. I just didn't go down far enough. Here is a Nightcrawler. Speaking of Nightcrawler, by Luis Torra. I hope I said his name right. I think you'll like this Shadowhawk, although it's very hard to see. He's in the shadow, and you just see those yellow eyes peering out at you. I don't know what the cross is hanging off of. I guess that's the shadow of the cross there. That's pretty cool. I'm just going to sit here and chew. There should have been an X-Men Godzilla team up. I'm sure they met somewhere. I don't know. Google it. I mean, Godzilla is meeting all the different teams now. Flux, I guess it was a magazine about comics. I don't know. Have you ever heard of Flux?
Yeah, I think I remember that one.
Was that about comics?
Yeah, I think it was kind of like Hero or Wizard or something like that.
Okay, here's the Evil Ernie article in the artwork. Look, he's got a rat on his leg.
Yeah, cool.
Some Evil Ernie artwork from back in the day, and what's her name? Death? What? Lady Death? There we go.
Yeah, Hail Apex, Hail Walter Danley in the house. Elsie.
Hey, Elsie. Looking at that signature. Do you know who did the artwork of this back then?
It might have been, depending on how old it is, it could have been Matt Hughes back in the day.
Oh, Matt Hughes. Oh, that is Hughes. Yeah, it says Hughes. Yeah. Matt Hughes. Okay. Not to
I think
be
he was the
confused with
original
Adam.
Lady Death artist, and I think he
Oh,
died of
okay.
cancer or something at a young age.
Oh, really? Well, that one's from 1995.
Yeah, I don't know the full story. I know he was working on it when I quit collecting in 2000, and then when I started again in 2018, uh, I found out from somebody that he had died, and I had no idea he had died. He was one of my favorite artists back in the 90s.
Would you like to address this comment by Tree Goblin? You being such a Godzilla fan, Shadowhawk.
What, you didn't care for the -1 Tree Goblin? Or do you just think Godzilla's stupid in general? I mean, I get it. It's
No,
kind of a goofy concept, but I'm a big Godzilla fan. I enjoy him.
I don't remember Flux either, Apex. I'm surprised you've heard of it, but I guess probably didn't run for very long. People are getting desperate out there, Shadow. They're chomping at the bit to get some of these light projects.
Yeah,
They're kind of getting desperate out there, you know.
yeah, looking rough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A little poke at do better, you publishers, do better. Of course, you can tell me that in a few months, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe I'll get mine out. Apparently, this is a one shot here. Don't know if it's any good. I doubt it. Women of Marvel, She Devils.
Man, nowadays there's no telling. I mean, back in the day, I would think that would be awesome, but
Mm-hmm. Now you can't trust it.
now you don't never know what you're gonna get.
GoBot's Battle of the Rock Lords movie was released today in 1986. The film featured the first appearance of the Rock Lords, who were given their own toy line after the movie.
Oh, cool.
I've never heard of Rock Lords, but then I kind of missed the whole. Didn't pay attention to GoBots or Transformers that would come along later too much, because I was in college or high school.
Right. I remember hearing about the Rock Lords, but I didn't realize they were actually associated with Transformers. I thought they were just another gimmick like Transformers.
Well, they were associated with GoBots.
Oh, okay. Well, so all right.
Yeah,
Well, whatever.
the prequel.
Robots,
The
Transformers, also.
Yeah, pretty much you and me both.
Yeah, I was a
Happy
little too
birthday.
old, I think, for those when they came out.
Yesterday was Holly Hunter, actress Holly Hunter, Oscar award winner actress. Apparently, she's playing the chancellor of Starfleet Academy and a captain in the upcoming Star Trek Starfleet Academy series.
Okay.
And the person that posted that said, "I can't wait to see her in uniform." So yesterday was Holly Hunter.
I don't know what she looks like these days.
Well, here's a more recent picture. I think this is pretty recent. Not too bad. A little thin,
She looks all right.
Yeah. Another female captain, though. A lot of people didn't much like the one from Voyagers, I don't think.
Right.
People want Waiting on Pineapple Perception. Well, that's not the only one they're waiting on. I like seeing Rex's reaction. Tree Goblin.
Tree Goblin. Godzilla would stomp Optimus Prime into paste and then just turn him into a little gooey puddle on the ground.
Not bad for a 64-year-old woman. Yeah, she's a little older than me. She's even older than you, Apex.
Yeah,
looking good, but then,
Oh.
if you had millions of dollars, hopefully she does.
Yeah, probably a whole team of people working with you to keep you young and beautiful.
Yeah, she's definitely looking older, but now she can play an experienced looking captain,
Yeah. I mean, she's still pretty good looking for 64, though.
Oh, for
You know,
64, yeah.
yeah, I'm not
I
picking
I've
on her.
never seen this. The Greatest American Hero convertible bug from
Oh,
back in
wow.
the day. And look at the artwork. Artist Jim Davis, I'm sure,
That's
did that.
cool. Yeah.
That's neat. I would love to have had a Greatest American Hero figure. Uh, Maybe not the
I'm not,
others, but I would love to have a mint condition American Hero figure to go in
yeah,
my collection.
yeah, I would like to
I
have
have to
it.
look that up on eBay and see if I can find one, in pretty decent shape. Uh,
I don't know if they really
I didn't
made a
even
lot
know
of them
they.
at the time or something, because I had a
Oh,
hard time
I
finding them.
doubt they did, but the series ran for a good little bit.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I never ended up getting one because I don't think they ever carried them in toy stores around here.
Hmm. Now, does
That's
this
pretty neat.
Electra look Greek to you?
Who is that,
Everybody's
Sienkiewicz?
like, we want. No, that's not Sienkiewicz. Uh, we want her to look Greek, and I'm like, what does a Greek look like? Olive skin?
Olive skin, dark hair, big brown eyes.
Hmm. I never knew
Usually
that was
a
an
killer
issue with
body in their
people to
20s
this
and then a
week.
refrigerator box in their 40s. So.
Look, I don't get it. Okay, people are going, yeah, I didn't like her in the old Daredevil movie. She didn't look Greek enough. I'm like, what the hell? Uh, with all the gender swaps and all the race swapping and stuff in movies, and that's what you got to talk about. I didn't mind it. She was easy on the eyes. Just saying.
I never cared for that
America,
particular act. Never
America,
cared for the actress that they picked for her. So I
USA,
don't.
USA.
She wasn't terrible, but
Yeah, she wasn't terrible at all. Mm-mm.
I was never a big fan of her. That's that girl that
On
was
this
on.
day, 44 years ago, Logolopolis episode 4 aired. Goodbye to Tom Baker and hello, Peter Davidson. It would be 32 years before Tom would appear in Doctor Who again. So he
Wow.
regenerated into Peter Davidson, whose real
Yep.
name is Peter Moffat. And Peter Moffat was a writer on the Doctor Who series. Wrote many,
Oh, wow.
many good Doctor Who. So they both share the real actual name of Peter Moffat. But
That's good.
and if I ever
Wait,
meet
wait,
him
Terry.
as Doctor Who, I would probably say, could you sign it Peter Moffat? His real name, because that would be a rarity. And most people
Yeah.
don't even know that's his real name. Oi, Carrie. I guess we'll have to show the peeps again because she wasn't here, and I really bought these with her in mind.
Yeah, I don't know if they have peeps in England or not. I bet you they do.
I don't know. Maybe she can tell us if they have peeps in England. I got a couple new pairs, and like I said, LZ, who's out in the chat, he got these as well around the same time. I got the Easter box. Big deal. But yeah, they've got purse. They got a pink bunny, full bodied, which is unusual for Happy Easter. Blueberry, that's kind of new. They've had the orange and lemon for a long time, but blueberry, not sure about that. If I've seen that before. And but they have like the marshmallow treat, comes out around Easter bunny that says peeps on it, actually on the stem, which was kind of neat. Always like the printed stems. I got a chocolate covered one, which I'll have for dessert before we get off of here and try that out. That seems new. But your traditional
Those sound like it. I would
what
like
did I
those.
miss? Sorry, just the peeps. I was going to show you the peeps, which you look at those eyes. They kind of got the eyes way off. Maybe they're cyclopean, with just a birthmark. I don't know. But this is your traditional yellow peep and marshmallow. I don't know how these taste. Sugary goodness, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much sugar overload.
Little peeps box here for the chocolate covered one. I don't know. Do you have Peeps over there, Carrie? And they've got Dr. Pepper Peeps and a lot of other different flavors. I found these at Dollar Tree. So if you're interested, they're at your local Dollar Tree.
I have to go see if I can find some just to send them to Doc. See what he thinks.
What, Peeps? Why would he
Yeah,
be interested?
the Dr. Pepper ones. He's a Dr. Pepper.
Oh, the
fiend.
Dr. Pepper ones. Yeah. I should mail that with this pig.
Yeah. Maybe next year.
But I'm not. Maybe next year after the Peeps have shriveled and become stale.
They become little.
I don't want to contribute to his diabetes. Come on.
Yeah.
Do they taste nice? I don't know. I haven't tried one.
No, they don't
taste. I haven't eaten a Peep since I was a kid, and I don't know that I ate it much then. To tell you the truth,
it's
Peeps have been
basically
around
just a marshmallow covered in like with a sprinkle of that crystally sugar on it, you know,
granulated sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that they're way too sweet.
The one I really want to try is with milk chocolate. So
yeah, I think those might be all right.
Yes, let me see if they are.
So if it's just
$1.25 for this though at the dollar store. So
wow.
You know, for
if it's just
this is what you get for $1.25.
Right. So it might just be plain marshmallow inside there.
Well, it's yellow.
Oh, okay. So it is yellow.
Mm-hmm. Without the granules, but chocolate instead. So it's basically yellow marshmallow with chocolate. And, you know.
Yeah, I probably like those better than the regular Peeps.
Love seeing you get yourself some little treats, Rex. Yeah. How about marshmallow moon pies? Well,
moon pies are good.
I've had those. They've got blueberry out there now. How does it taste?
You got banana?
Also picked up some White Castle bites here that I'm working on. These are lush out of the air fryer.
Now those cheeseburger, jalapeno cheeseburger, what flavor are
they? They're the regular, you know. I don't know if they make a distinction. It may just be White Castle or White Castle cheeseburger. I can't remember. I mean, they do have cheese in them, so I guess it's cheeseburger. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
The little beef bits with cheese. Yeah.
They got the little they got the little fried onions in there too. Can you tell?
Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. That's what makes a White Castle. White Castle's onion. And a crystal too. Tregon says they probably contain 20 banned food chemicals. You can't get that here. You're probably right.
Yeah. Hey, hopefully in a couple of years that'll all change, and you guys will be able to have some of our stuff. Because hopefully our new FDA chief is going to get rid of most of these.
No, it's outlawed. It's outlawed.
I'm talking about here in America.
I did not see the blue sitting bunny. I only saw the yellow or the pink. I did not see the blue. I would prefer the blue because I mean, that's not really a good cut. I mean, it's Easter, I guess, but pink bunny with yellow stem, yeah. But it's unusual because it's a full body character on a stem. Usually they're just a head, you know. We have wagon wheels, which is marshmallow and biscuit covered in chocolate. Some wagon wheels have marshmallow jam, biscuit covered in chocolate. It's a crunchy biscuit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a moon pie.
Or like those marshmallowy wheels we got with the hole in the center, you know? It's got a cookie bottom, but marshmallow with chocolate over it. You know what I'm talking about? The marshmallow cookies. I love those.
No, I don't know. I don't know if I get.
You don't know those? They look like a flower kind of flower design.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had those in a long time.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, you know.
Oh, dude, I could eat a whole sleeve of those damn things.
Ultra thin layer of chocolate on there. You know it's bad for you, but it you know, it's not the greatest tasting chocolate in the world, but I could eat a lot of them too.
Yeah.
Pinwheels. Now, pinwheels, what you're saying is pinwheels, Mr. B. I think of as the cinnamon wheels, you know?
Oh,
The
okay, yeah, I got you.
swirly little cinnamon wheels are called pinwheels. S'mores, yeah, that's different. That's
Yeah, we
marshmallow and
got the
chocolate.
little they call what do they call them, pecan twirlers. I know I said I don't like pecans, but I do like those little pecan swirl.
I love coconut sprinkles on like the I refuse to buy. I don't care if it's for charity anyway, especially some of the stuff the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. Mostly the Boy Scouts I've heard about, but probably some of the Girl Scouts too. Girl Scout cookies are a ripoff, money wise. I mean, for what you
Yeah,
get.
yeah,
Now they're
they're
good
expensive.
cookies, but they become smaller and downsized. And F that. If you're not going to give me good value for my money, F it.
Yeah, it's like everything else. They're getting smaller and smaller.
Well, if he missed it, I'll bring it up, Carrie. I happen to have Instagram right up here where I can get to it. And we'll just show your painting of Jesus
I,
again. How about that?
that's it. I think Elsie saw it yesterday, but bring it back up again just in case.
I brought it up like yesterday or the day before. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know
I thought
if
Elsie was here.
Elsie was here. I don't think Elsie was here when I showed it, but because
Oh,
I
okay.
said that I felt like Elsie would probably love this, of course.
He might have come
That's
in
not
right
good.
after or something. I don't remember.
Let me share screen here. There we go.
There you go. I think it came out great, Carrie. You can tell who it is.
Yeah, I think it came out great. She definitely gave him a hair part, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Part his hair down the middle.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, it looks
Sorry,
great,
Elsie, I
man.
thought you were here.
I even like that the sun behind him isn't perfectly round. It's stylized. I like that. Very cool. You did a good job.
Nice job, Carrie. Very nice.
I bought some Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies about a month ago. I felt sorry for the poor girl who wasn't making sell good cookies. Yeah, they make good cookies. It's just, like everything, they've downsized and they went up in
Yeah, you
price.
just get less and less of it.
Apex, how much did you get for the box of cookies? That's what I want to know. How much were they? $6 a box? They're expensive.
Shot. I'm not sure. I think they might be more than that now.
I know Shelby Robertson, he's got a girl and I don't know. I think she sells them from time to time. And
yeah, my girls didn't want to be scouts. My daughter wanted to go in the orchestra instead, so I told her fine. I don't think they teach the Girl Scouts as much as they do the Boy Scouts anyway, as far as like useful things, I mean, maybe as far as cooking and sewing and things, I don't know. I've never been a Girl Scout, so.
My brother was a scout, and I was, really young, too young to be a scout. And he was really young then, too. He only kept with it about a year or two, maybe 1 year. Mike Walters in the house. Yeah, Girl Scout cookies is about supporting them, not really about the cookies. Yeah.
But they are really good cookies. It's a shame that they're giving you less and less.
I don't know if they get a badge for that. That's just kind of a fundraiser for the $6 for a good.
No, yeah, I think they get a badge for it too.
I thought they were about $6 a box now. That's too rich for my blood. I want to support them if they're doing right. If they're doing this woke stuff and teaching the kids that.
Yeah, and there's no way of knowing, really.
Well, I mean, there was for the Boy Scouts because they were going to allow homosexuals or something. I don't know. I don't know what.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But unless you dive in, the thing with the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, whatever, it all depends on the den mother or the
it does.
scout leader on what kind of stuff you're going to be taught. So if you
I told you just here in town, and we're like 80,000 people. We're not that biggest city. But our local library, one of the librarians was fired because she was letting in a lot of the children's books that were inappropriate for children. And then all of a sudden I saw, support your local library. I'm all for that. But when they act out like that, they can die on a stick. I don't care if the library's here or not. Enjoyed it as a kid. Hadn't went back in years. My mother used to go every 2 weeks to find something to read and whatnot. But and I love the local library in theory. But if they're gonna act out like that, they can just die on a stick, especially if they're subverting young minds, with their propaganda. Little House on the Prairie aired its final episode today. In 1982, the series debuted as a 2-hour pilot movie on March 30th, 1974, and aired a total of 204 episodes, plus 4 specials over 9 seasons.
Wow.
That's a lot. We got to see the Little House on the Prairie kids grow up, did we not? By the time it was over with.
Yeah. I mean, I think Sarah Gilbert started on there when she was like 6, and she had to have been in her teens by the time it ended.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Grew into a young woman. Yeah. About marrying age back then, the Old West. Michael Landon, of course, from Bonanza. But he would go on to do many series like Highway to Heaven and whatnot, that was successful. Seems like everything Michael Landon was in, was pretty successful.
Yeah. He was
Stunning wood.
Said he was a popular dude for a while back then.
He was, and he was a teenage werewolf, just to let
yes,
you know. This wood sculpture, Shadowhawk, whoops, let me share it. There we go. Took 10 years to carve. 10 years. Check this out. I haven't even looked at this yet. It's huge, yeah. 10 years. Well, if it's going to take 10 years, think about that. A whole decade to do one piece.
I know. I'm trying to see what it is, though.
And how do you transport this thing? Figures and stairs and bridges and all kinds of stuff. You really don't get a good look at it, but it looks like they've got it on maybe rail car, rails or something.
No, there's some big ideas.
I'll stop it there. You can see some of the detail. The mountains,
stairways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. There's little figures everywhere.
Figures up here, on ledges.
That's
and stuff.
Cool, man.
Can you imagine? I guess this was a pretty massive tree.
It must have been. Yeah, it looks like a big one still. Now,
isn't that kind of ironic? You down a tree to carve a tree. He's got trees all over this thing. Little bitty trees. That's pretty wild, though. But it took him 10 years to carve that.
Thing looks like it's about 40 feet long.
Yeah, I mean that thing must be massively heavy.
Yeah,
I would think. Unless it's maybe carved out of cork, but I don't know that cork would be that huge.
I don't think a cork tree gets that big, right?
From 2005, Marvel Voices Pride is a collective homage to the classic Captain America #1. Well, I would say it spits on Captain America #1, and I don't like it because it's all about the gay pride. This is what they're putting out right now.
Oh, fuck. All right. I've seen enough. Yeah. I can't believe they're still pushing this shit, man.
Mahogany, 10 years to do one piece. What is that? Black Flag?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, draw the beast on there. Yeah, pay you $6 if they could draw me a good piece. Yes, and I agree with you. Keebler makes almost the exact same thing, and there's some generic, Dollar General cookies that are about as good, for about $3, I think,
Yeah,
something like, you know.
yeah, you can find like Thin Mints and what do they call them,
Mhm,
Samoas,
mhm.
shortbread cookies. I love shortbread cookies, but you can get Lorna Doones for half the price of a Girl Scout cookie.
Timothy Leonard Dalton, 79 years, born in 1946, 79 years old today is his birthday.
The Remington Steel or
No, Timothy
no,
Dalton.
James Bond. Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't know he was
James
79.
Bond, and
Damn.
he also was in Flash Eye Gordon, if you remember.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Mhm. Girl Scouts sounds like scammers. I'm waiting for Apex and Omer to get CG Voices annual up and going. CG Voices annual. Okay. Well, I want to be the first to do an annual, to tell you the truth. But if I'm
I
not,
don't
that's
know what
fine.
that is. So okay,
I don't
that's
know
the
either. Yeah.
first time I've heard it.
You might have saw this Sean Young. I guess you call her Sean Young. Is that right? That was in Blade Runner. She predicted the world in 2020. So
What's
let's
Yeah,
hear what she's got to say.
she was in Ace Ventura too.
That's an unusual name for a girl, though, Sean. Let's see what she had to predict for 2020.
what's really interesting about the film is that in the year 2020,
14, 21 or
yeah, it's
something.
2020. I'm going to be alive. I'm going to be alive in the year 2020, and I just hope that I'm not living in a place like that when I finally get to the year 2020, because it's portrayed as more of the deterioration of our society rather than the strengthening of it. And I truly believe that my wonderful country is getting better rather than deteriorating. My character Rachel is absolutely possible by the year 2020. It's absolutely possible that I could be genetically engineered by that time. That's what made it very easy to play the character. Because
Was she one of the genetic altered women? I can't remember. Wasn't she the video girl or something on that?
No, she was a what do they call her?
A clone, or was she one of the
No,
baddies?
they're synthetic humans. They're built specifically for like working in environments that the humans couldn't work in and stuff. And then they were designed with like a certain like 7 years, 8 years, or whatever. Like like they do with the
Yeah.
phones now. After a while, your phone starts going to crap.
Uh huh.
They were designed that way so that they couldn't become a problem.
She
They could
was a
only live for
replicant.
so long.
Was she a replicant?
That's like when you see Rucker Hauer at the end of the movie, he could easily kill Harrison Ford, but instead he just ends up kind of
Right.
dying. That's because
Yeah.
his
His
program
time
is
ran out.
running out. Yeah.
Yeah. Was she a replicant?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. She was although they never really confirmed it in the movie. It's kind of one of those ones that's left hanging, but I believe she was. Yes.
Tree Garland, I'm seeing a lot on X about the lizard people. Definitely of late. Let's see
It's all
what else
Lorenzo's fault.
got to say.
because it is possible. Knowing that was a source of direction for me in the character.
You even say to Harrison Ford, possibility here that maybe you too could be genetically engineered.
Right.
I mean, why not?
There were times in the film when thinking about, I mean, as far as, as an actress, you mull around for a long time trying to find who your character is. And you do that by yourself. You do that when you wash the dishes. I mean, you do that when you're on your own time, and it's just peacetime with your own character. And there were times when actually thinking about the fact that in the year 2020, I'm going to be alive was sort of pinprickling. If I have feelings, how does that make me any different than you? How does that make me less of a person just because I was engineered? If I have feelings as well, it's like an important question even now. You know, when you think about slaughtering animals and everything. I mean, there are some feelings that are aroused in a person when they watch Blade Runner because it can affect you on many different levels as far as where our society is going and where we are as people and what we really take for granted.
Well, 2025, I'm eating chocolate. So slaughtering animals does not bother me. I do it humanely, and you know, sorry, folks. Yeah, I think everything's lawful. Now, is it good for you? I don't know. It's hard to beat a good steak. Yeah. Well, I mean, lizards, I'm sure, were probably in the White House during the Biden years. He just booted most of them, you know, hopefully. I don't know, Shadowhawk. What do you think? Are there lizard people? Is there a race of lizard, you know, people that's kind of undercover? What's your feeling on that?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Sure, why not? Apparently, Aaron Lopresti is working on a book called Fantastical Creatures Field Guide Book. Here's a troll monkey that he drew.
A what?
A troll monkey.
A troll monkey. Okay.
Yeah, that's Aaron Lopresti there. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
PBR Street Gang in the house. Hello, PBR. That
Hey,
seems
PBR.
close to Harry Potter. I don't know because I don't watch Harry Potter. You know, I don't know. But he's doing Fantastical Creature Field Guide book. Yeah, yeah, it does. The title. I think you're talking about the title. Yes.
Well, it might be related. Yeah, it might be related to Harry Potter universe. I'm not sure.
Here is another Bigfoot that's done by Aaron.
I
guess he's gone fishing, huh?
Yeah. I caught him a nice little trap.
Apparently, this is the cover here. Fantastical Creatures Field Guide. How to hunt them down and draw them where they live.
Oh, cool.
Forward by William Stout on that. Kind of a departure from doing, you know, Wraith of God or just your, you know. Yeah, Harry and the Hendersons kind of look to it, huh? Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you all had a chance to catch last night's episode of the Mic Stand, you would have seen how Ron Howard had a hand in writing a Flintstones episode.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but if I got to sit through the whole show to get one bit of information, forget it, Mike.
Especially when you're just going to tell us the next day.
Man. Huh?
So especially when he's just going to tell us the next day anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us. Apparently, Bosch, who's doing Pigman over on Fun My Comic, is he on other platforms with Pigman? Does anybody know?
No, he's only on Fun. He's exclusive to Fun My Comic right now.
Okay, maybe they're the only ones that would accept him. You know, because he says my Muhammad flip book will finally see print. He is poking the dog. He'll probably have death threats out on him Shadowhawk, to tell you the truth, by the time this is over with.
Oh, bro, he already does. He's had a fatwa out against him since like
Okay.
2020 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He says, my Muhammad flip book will finally see print. I was ready to go to print last year, but I couldn't find a printer until now.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the printer's even taking a chance at, something highly charged like that, because they know. And you would think it'd be okay that all the printers would come running, wanting to cover said project, but apparently not, because Muslims is mostly peaceful, religion, not really very violent, wants to take over
Yeah.
the Western world and rule it. So, hey, Hex. Christy said it was good having you on her show. She said you are a talker, and that is good for her. Absolutely. Yeah, unless you get her off track. She's got ADD. So
Is that Flip City, Christy?
Flip City, yeah.
Yeah. I like Christy. She's cool.
In the future, Doctor Who is uncertain because of the UK's dire economic straits. No, it's because they put it in a gay doctor and wokeism, and nobody wants to watch it. It's not because of the economy.
Yeah.
Bullshit. So I think for the immediate future of the show is for it to do season 7 and ground it. Good. I hope they ground it for a few years, and then maybe they'll learn and bring it back anew.
Because nobody's buying the crap they're selling right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that crap. I'm not gonna waste my breath and my life essence watching that crap. Peter Samedi, this looks more like the Serpent Squad Sidewinder to me than it does the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh,
you remember Sidewinder, and he was kind of brown?
Yeah.
Doesn't that look like his head configuration and everything?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, more than really. I don't get Creature from the Black Lagoon vibes off this.
Is this supposed to be Creature from the Black Lagoon? No, it might be a character from King Cryptid.
Yes, sir. No.
Oh, okay.
That's supposed to be a Black Lagoon. I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Looks more like Sidewinder from Marvel. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Apex. Looks like a Walt Simonson Sidewinder. Did he do Sidewinder? I guess he did. Flip City Magazine did indeed interview Omer Glitch last night, although I missed it. I might have to go back and watch some of that. That's a Pete Samedi drawing. It does look nice. Yes, just something she said on her show yesterday that I thought would be nice for. Yeah, I had heard her tell me that behind the scenes that I'm a talker.
Hey, Alex, good to see you, buddy.
I got to get it out, I mean, I'm at home and I don't say a damn thing all day long. Here's an Aaron Lopresti piece. Bride of Frankenstein. Very nice.
Oh yeah, that's sharp.
Bzzzt, bzzzt. That hair, man. That electric streak.
That could almost
genius.
That could be Gary Martin right there, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, except it's pencil work,
Right. I got
Yeah, he'll probably take that and ink over it before it's over with. Don't you worry, Shadowhawk. He'll probably ink that before it's all over. I just would like to see some original stuff out of him.
Oh, out of Gary? Yeah, I'd love to.
I don't know recreations.
Yeah, I don't know that he's like a creative type though. I think he's more, he likes to ink what's there.
He might take umbrage to that comment.
I don't know.
I know what you mean.
I haven't seen him create his own character. I've seen him ink everyone else.
Not everybody does that, Shadowhawk. They don't have the imagination to do that.
Now you're gonna. He might take umbrage to that, bro.
I know.
That's the same thing I was saying. I was just saying it nicer.
cover reveal, the War Games in color, and I would like to get that. If I see it out in the stores, I will buy it if I have the money. Will be released on Blu-ray, DVD, and Steelbook on April 21st. So we got a little bit of time to save up money. Featuring an additional 6 minutes of colorized material not included in the BBC 4 broadcast, the Sonic in color, plus a ton of new extras. Pre-order now, it says. So here's the cover reveal for that.
And that was
This
what
is a
it?
shortened version of the War Games colorized.
Oh, okay. The
because
Doctor Who side.
it was Patrick Troughton's last Doctor Who in 1969 when he regenerated. And when they came back, it was John Pertwee, the third Doctor, stumbling out of the TARDIS, and
Yep.
it was in color. So this was the last black and white episode. It was a lengthy one with 10 different episodes in it, I believe. But they shortened that down to about an hour and a half. So there's a steel book.
Wow.
Very
That's
cool.
some serious editing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, back then they put in a lot of padding, running around, and
Yeah.
but they're doing that for a new. I'll buy it to just see how it flows. Someone sold this Hot Wheels case on eBay, and the buyer sent him this photograph. Apparently, the buyer was the original child photographed in the picture and wanted to reclaim this iconic case. I think I've shown this once before, but let's take a look at that again. There we go. Him as a kid and him as older.
Oh, he was the one that actually advertised it. Huh? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that purchase on the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
I'd want that too.
Yeah. I'm surprised they already didn't have one. You would have think that
They
would have
probably
got
gave
one.
me one, but as a kid, he probably played with it and it got scattered.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
I know I wouldn't keep it in the box. But that's pretty cool set actually. Here's a George Perez Dial H for Hero in one of the last full-size adventure books, Adventure Comics. That's killer. George Perez is just banger, especially with all the rock debris. Hell on Earth, the comic you create, all the fan-created characters. Some of these
Oh, I
characters,
remember this one. Yeah.
yeah, some of the characters would hold up today if they would just come up with something, another Dial H where these characters recreated themselves, new stories.
Yeah, develop
the
the stories a little more, give them a little fleshing out.
You can see Pertwee's military tattoo in his first Doctor Who episode. Yes, you can. That was kind of strange. I think it's on his forearm.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the Navy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think, I believe he was a Navy guy.
Gable Penny Shot says it's a little weird just staring at Gary Martin's face while other people draw. I don't get that. Can you explain that to me?
I don't know. Maybe Gary's doing some kind of show where people draw on there and then he inks them later or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Oh,
I'm just guessing. I don't know the details. That's just a guess.
Well, if you got a writer, they do the same thing. If you have a writer like on Topic List, like Will does, or Henry Cavill, right? That played Superman. Am I saying his name right? Cavill?
I think so.
Cavill.
Oh,
okay, Henry.
No. Cavill.
What is it?
Cavill. Cavill.
Okay, yeah, Cavill. Cavill. Yes. Henry Cavill, rumored to have been cast as the Beyonder in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, I've heard that.
He wouldn't make. He does kind of fit the role,
Yeah, all you gotta do is put him in the white suit, and he'll look just like him.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't this look like one of those 80s suits?
Yeah. Reminds me of the old disco days.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Gary Martin helps Aaron Lepresti read the chat's comments. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I agree with you.
Graybirds Apex? Is that he hosts on Graybirds and keeps track of the chat? Okay, that makes sense.
Egyptian Pharaoh Ramses II was issued a passport 3,000 years after his death in order for his mummy to fly to Paris. Isn't that wild? They had to give his corpse a passport.
That's just stupid.
Isn't that stupid?
That's bureaucracy at its finest, right there.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
You got to issue him a passport, really? I mean, Egyptian
And they probably charged
citizenship.
his family for it.
Maybe, yeah. Doge deletes names of 3.2 million individuals aged 120 plus for Social Security records.
Woohoo! Hell yeah.
Yeah. 3.2 million ghosts out there cleaning up the fraud files. Absolutely. Another great George Perez Avengers cover from back in the day during that sweet spot. 185 there. Some of the best comics ever to be published, I think, for Avengers was during that time. And Perez was doing it. Did you see that guy hand catch a cobra?
No.
Well, we'll see how it looks on Choppy Ass Theater. How about that?
Hold on.
Well, you just tell me when you're ready.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Took me a moment to get it up. There we go. Somebody clipped that one. Here we go. So he kind of goes with his foot and then, make sure his head's sort of forward and committed, and then he just grabs it.
Yeah, well, this is at a snake and anti-venom research place, so he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing, right? Yeah. And he's got boots on, so unless it hits him around the knee or above.
Well, when he leans, after he does that, and then he leans over, I mean, if that snake went for any part of his body, neck, face, he could have been done. But
yeah,
the guy knew what he was doing. He brought his hand. He reaches his hand behind the head snake.
So the snake can't see it. It's a blind spot.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
That's how you catch a snake.
Sorry about that, folks. If you are snake squeamish.
He's just a cute little cobra.
That was almost mummy news. No, I'd call that mummy news.
Yeah, I think that was mummy news. Yeah. Mummy news. I don't have the music, sorry.
Is that from Cecil's show?
No, it's EBS does mummy news.
Oh, okay. Well, here's another mummy thing then, a throwback. A 700-year-old Tezho mummy was discovered in remarkable condition, covered in a mysterious brown liquid during road work in China. And here's a look at that. It looks like it's surrounded by rock. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me.
Let me see.
Mysterious brown liquid. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm sure they'll analyze all that.
Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, some kind of, I was thinking like some kind of amber or something, but it doesn't look like amber.
Well, I mean, it's probably glacier thaw,
Maybe, yeah. Probably
it's
only brown because it's like sitting there and his corpse is stewing in.
Exactly, for 3,000 years, exactly. It's body waste or something.
This gravy is awesome.
Yeah. New treasures are being lost and found every day. I say it every day.
Yeah, EBS and the family are at Disney World having a good time. So.
Andy Smith completed Aquaman from a recent draw stream. Talking about draw
Yeah,
streams.
that's a nice Aquaman, dude.
Yeah,
That's cool.
well, I mean, he should be an underwater Superman.
Yeah.
EBS is on vacation, Apex says.
Yep, that's what I was just saying. Him and the family are in Disney right now.
Oh, okay. In Florida, I guess.
I'm guessing, yeah, Florida.
Yeah, Disney World instead of Disneyland.
Yeah, well, that's the better one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Not that I've been.
But
to
I mean,
either.
he's got Ava, and with the autism and everything, so I'm sure she's having a ball.
Leonard Barr was the uncle of Dean Martin, being the brother of Martin's mother, Angela. He appears in what film that won the Best Picture Oscar? The only thing I ever saw him in is the picture that that is talking about, and that's Diamonds Are Forever, the James Bond movie.
I remember his
RJ's,
face. Hey, RJ,
RJ's
good to see you, buddy.
coming out with something here soon. Good to see you, RJ. Does anybody recognize this? I mean, he played a Las Vegas comedian in Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah, I recognize his face, but yeah, I had no idea what his name was.
Yeah, me either. I mean, that's the only movie I've ever seen him in. I didn't know he was Dean Martin's uncle, though.
Huh, that's kind of wild.
The brother to his mother.
Right.
He appears briefly in what film that won the Best Picture Oscar? And I don't think Diamonds Are Forever won the Best Picture Oscar.
No, I don't think it did either.
I don't know what movie that would have been.
Godfather, maybe?
I don't have an answer to that one.
He might have been too old by then. I don't know.
21 years ago, Christopher Eccleston was announced as the Doctor. With the show being 61 and a half years old, I regret to inform you all that this moment in Doctor Who history is now over a third of the way into the past. Whatever that means. Yeah, Doctor Who's done. It's cooked. Happy birthday yesterday to Gary Oldman.
Oh yeah. Gary Oldman.
His 67th birthday.
Love Gary Oldman, man. He's so good.
The latest big screen television in, you guessed it, 1954. Look at that big screen size.
Oh, Apex is taking a guess. He says True Grit. Or is that Leonard Barr?
Maybe. I don't remember him in True Grit, but maybe. I'll have to go back and watch True Grit. May 30th, call sign, Orion launches on Fun My Comic. Yeah, I thought so. We'll take a look at that. And RJ, we'll have to get you on the show and promote, right?
Hell yeah, RJ.
Hell yeah.
Get you in here.
Find out all about it.
Get you moving.
A Swiss microlift glider featuring a high wing pod and boom design and accommodating a single seat. Let's take a look at that. So you start off with your legs underneath.
Oh, okay. And then you pull them up.
Balance it. And get that airlift, and it closes underneath you there. And off you go.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But
that's
you would have
ultra light, man. You imagine?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, I mean the main thing is balance of the wings. Getting
Yeah,
getting it over you and everything.
that's pretty neat.
Looked
like
like it had some lift wherever he was, you know.
Yeah,
As
you see it?
breezy
That's
as
not
it's
much of
been
a
the last. It's not much of a what?
takeoff. He didn't need. He only took about 5-6 steps, and
No.
he was in the air. That's pretty cool.
This was an interesting thing on Christopher Lee. Just a little of his credits there. I'm going to embiggen it here so I can read it. He was Dracula. He was a Bond villain. He was Sherlock in Maycroft Holmes. He was Death. He was Lucifer. He was Count Dooku. He was Saruman, I guess. He was Lord
Saruman. Yeah.
Summerson. I don't know. He recorded a
Saruman
heavy
is-
metal concept album about
Yep.
Charlemagne. He hunted Nazis during World War II because he was a spy for the British.
Mhm.
He partially, James Bond was half based on him. He was part of a secret agent unit called the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Welfare. When told by Peter Jackson to imagine how a man being stabbed in the back sounds, he told him he didn't have to imagine it.
Damn.
He's fluent in English, Italian, French, German, and Spanish.
Well, he was a spy.
He's inordinately proficient in Swedish, Russian, and Greek, and conversational in Mandarin Chinese. Wow, the man
That's
knew
crazy.
language. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I love Christopher Lee, man. He's amazing.
Quoting Tombstone, say when. One of my favorite.
And you know,
quotes. Say when.
James D. Lee, who's doing the Steins here in CG, is a I believe grandson or grandnephew of Christopher Lee.
Well, RJ, it depends on whether you want to come on after. That's May 30th. You could come on this weekend, or next week, or whatever.
Whenever you want, RJ.
Yeah, I got the reference. Yeah, I mean, one of the most quotable movies, a modern day Western classic movie, and I don't prescribe classic movies to that, the word classic, to very many modern day movies. But I would say that's a classic movie, So, yeah, maybe next week. If you can send me a message, RJ.
Well, he says sounds good. He'll DM you, right?
Okay. This is from PBS, so I won't show the footage. Okay, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Come on, Ron. Let me get your volume all the way up. There we go. So let's listen to Ronald Reagan here for a second.
Well, okay.
Hell, okay. Okay, wait a minute. And then we want to do this. No, we don't want to do that. I had it right. I just had to fudge with it. Okay, remove that. Add this to stage. Okay, there we go. Now we're still on the sides. Now we can, but we don't want to see it. So, okay.
We don't
I
want
need
to see
to
it.
do this, and it's still up, but we can hear it. Here we go.
I propose, and would have already started, if your hypothesis is correct, a planned and orderly transfer back to the states and local communities of functions the federal government has usurped and which it has proven it is incapable of operating. And one of the first of those would be welfare. One of the second would be in the field of education. I would like to dissolve the $10 billion National Department of Education created by President Carter.
10 billion. I wonder
and
what
turn
that is
schools
today.
back to the local school districts where we built the greatest public school system the world has ever seen. I think I can make a case that the decline in the quality of public education began when federal aid became federal interference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
think
used to
so.
be number one in the world. Now we sit around 47 or 48.
Mhm.
And why? Because of the Department of Education.
Absolutely. Another modern day classic would have been Braveheart, what I call Braveheart. And March 19th was Patrick McGowan's birthday. And he was in Braveheart as Longshanks the King there on the bottom left-hand corner.
Yep.
The Prisoner and Danger Man and all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah, he done tons of stuff.
Mm-hmm. He was great with Longshanks. I wondered if
Oh,
they
dude,
putty. Did they putty up his nose a little bit?
I
In
don't know, dude.
Braveheart?
Maybe it was just because he was older, and they say your nose keeps growing. But yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely didn't look like his nose in that
it
movie.
looked a little discolored,
Yeah,
as
it
well.
looked a little different. But
Yeah.
he played a great villain in that movie, dude.
Oh, he
Damn.
did. Yeah. The problem with Scots are Scots. We'll breed them out. We'll just breed them out.
Despot.
Primanoptera, right? He was in Danger Man 1960, 61, 64 through 67. The Prisoner 67 through 68. That only lasted 19, if I'm right on that, episodes. But wow, I remember that as a kid. The Columbo TV series, Ice Station Zebra, that's a pretty cool show, I'm told. Brass Target, Escape from Alcatraz. He was in that with Clint Eastwood. He was
Oh,
the
yeah.
warden. He was the warden.
Yeah.
Dr. Sin, Hell Drivers, which was a late 50s movie. Moonshine War, the choir fellow. Anyway, Scanners. He was in Scanners. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Silver Streak. That was a comedy,
Oh,
wasn't it?
yeah,
Silver
that was a good
Streak?
one. Yeah, that was Richard Pryor and Gene
All
Wilder.
Night Long, Braveheart, and The Hard Way. So, and some westerns too.
Like I said, he was in a lot of stuff.
If you feel pain, you're alive. If you feel other people's pain, you're being a human being. Leo Tolstoy.
Okay.
He was a communist, wasn't he?
I
Leo
believe
Tolstoy.
so. Yeah.
Well, Russian anyway, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what his political.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
don't
Hell
know.
Drivers, here is Patrick McGowan, Gordon Jackson. Gordon Jackson. He played in a lot of good British stuff. And Sean Connery take a break while filming Hell Drivers at Pinewood Studios in December of 1956. So one of his older movies. And you can watch this, and I plan on watching it on YouTube. I don't know what it's about, but if it's got those actors in it, you got to know it's. And that's an early Sean Connery movie, 1956, 57. Early
Right.
Sean Connery. That's before he made it big in the Bond movies, which was like maybe 1962. So he was years away from. And he did that Darbney and the Little People, or whatever it was called. Did the sort of that musical Irish.
Oh, yeah.
Thing. He did that before Bond. James Bond. Gary Owen, he's been in Leon, Tinker Tailor, Soldier Spy, Batman Begins, because he played Commissioner Gordon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter, Darkest Hour, True Romance, Prick Up Your Ears, The Film, Hannibal, The Fifth Element, Sid and Nancy. I remember him in Sid and Nancy. That's a good movie. That's where I learned about the band and everything. was Sid and Nancy. Air Force One, Bram Stoker's Dracula, JFK, Oppenheimer, Neil by Mouth, and other stuff. Man, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Even all kind. That one at the beginning that they're calling Leon was they called it something else here. That was the one where he was the hitman, and he adopts Natalie Portman, I think it is, when she's like 9 years old or something. Teaches her how to be a hitman.
Timothy Dalton.
Good.
Timothy Dalton's birthday, like I said, he's been in License to Kill, Rocketeer, Agatha, Cromwell, Hot Fuzz, Flash Gordon, The Living Daylights, The Tourist, Mary Queen of Scots, Toy Story 3. So he must have been a voice in that. American Outlaws, The Lion in Winter, Permission to Kill, which is another Bond movie, I think. Wuthering Heights, Frame, Scarlet, and Penny Dreadful. What was Penny Dreadful about? Oh, that was a comedy, right?
No. Penny Dreadful was a. They made a show out of like it had. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It actually had Mary Shelley was supposed to be one of the characters. Lord Byron, all those guys that were writing horror back in the day, they made a show out of them called Penny Dreadful, and they were actually like they were writing the horror stories they were writing because they were actually hunting like vampires and different things. It was a pretty cool series. I think it lasted like 2 or 3 seasons. Not sure.
Check out how much a laptop cost in 1989.
Real quick, what's the prices here on these 3 machines we've seen, Keith?
This one's list price at $49.99.
$49.99.
This one goes for 95 or 11 grand.
Okay.
That's
11 grand for a laptop.
On the drive.
Kevin?
$79.99 without modem, 2 megabytes, 40 megabyte hard disk,
2
and $84.99 with.
Well, this is equivalent to an IBM AT. This is a 12 megahertz 286. It's got a 287 socket. It's got a 20 megabyte hard drive, a 3.5-inch floppy. This is an EGA compatible screen. It's got 16 grayscale. So on the back here, you got all your standard ports. There's external video for an EGA monitor, 2 serial ports. It's also got a space here for a modem, which would be this kind of modem here.
In addition to the desktop features like removable keyboard and all the ports and full complement of memory, we have a tremendously viewable fluorescent screen here. And if you notice, I'm running Microsoft Windows and Excel here, and the spotting of the cursor is something that does move quite well across the screen.
$8,000 for a laptop, dude. Jeez.
As soon as I opened the package, the granulated stuff got on my fingers. Okay, that's a peep. A peep as it goes down and a poop later. Dude eats the spiciest pepper in the world and finds out. Well, if you play with fire, you're probably going to get burned, Shadowhawk. And this guy deserves it, I guess. Javier.
What is he doing?
He's eating a hot pepper.
Oh, okay.
The hot.
I thought he was going to shoot that propane tank behind him or something. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's
around and find out.
Well, yeah. Don't put your hands by your eyes, you idiot.
That's true. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so I don't do shit like that.
No doubt, right?
Can't be good.
It almost looked like he was trying to pull down his face and open up those sides just a little.
I know. It looked like he was gonna rip his jaw off for a second there. Like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta be crazy to eat some of the peppers, man. I don't know. When I was in my 20s, I probably would have tried it.
Update from Frankie B. Washington. Heading home from my 6 weeks post-op of my left hip replacement. They took an x-ray of my hip and it looks great. Planning to set up a neck surgery for the right hip to be continued. So he's going to have a double hip replacement eventually.
Yeah. I've seen some posts from Frankie lately. He's been posting from the hospital while he was recovering. But everything went good. I think
he Washington on your prayer list.
Yeah. Well, you said everything went well with the first surgery. Doctor said couldn't have worked out better. So
Timothy Olsen dropping a couple of recent pages from Melvin.
yeah, looking good, Timmy. Can't wait for Melvin number 4. Number 4.
Using a lot of gray tone on that page. A lot of gray toning.
Yeah, no kidding, Kerry. He would have got double the burns.
This July, you can get Godzilla versus Thor.
What?
Eh.
Godzilla versus Thor. What is this, animated? Cool.
No, it's a comic. They're
Oh, it's a comic.
These,
oh! I thought
they're
it was
doing these Godzilla versus the X-Men versus.
Yeah, I forgot they.
Yeah.
How did Marvel get a lot? Did they like score some kind of license with Toho or something? They're doing a lot of Godzilla.
I'll tell you the same. I don't know. I'm not keeping up with it like you are.
Yeah.
We're just not keeping up with it. And I haven't seen any of this stuff in the stores, yet.
Well, I don't go to
done by Jason Aaron and Aaron Cooter, apparently.
Okay.
Most thunderous Marvel showdown yet takes place in July. Okay.
Well, at least Thor's got a shot against Godzilla.
I vaguely remember this. Maybe. Do you remember this game, Tip It? Where it kind of went around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that game.
Mm-hmm. Did you have that or play it with someone you knew?
I think we actually had it.
Okay. Tip It, the wackiest balancing game ever.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the goal of that thing? To keep him balanced?
Yeah, if you were the one who tipped it over where it fell off the thing, then you'd lose, right? You were out.
Okay, so you put these little pog-like things on the ends.
Yeah, you hang like these little I think they were like discs or something, and you try to pick. If you're first, you want to put it like real close to the trunk of the tree, right? That's how I always thought about it. So you don't want it to tip too much.
I found an interesting picture of Mark Twain experimenting electricity in Nikola Tesla's laboratory circa 1894. Check that out. Mark Twain met Nikola Tesla, apparently.
I would have expected his hair to stand up more.
Do you want a nubby? Not you, Shadowhawk. I'm just asking her. Yeah, I got these nubbies for her. Arm and Hammer makes them.
If I want a nubby this year, I'll leave immediately.
Nubby. You want me to pinch your nipple? What? Shut up.
Got your nubby right here.
Yeah. Nub is the word, as in not big. Got it. Just a nub. A body of a two-headed dolphin washes ashore in Turkey.
Well,
check this out.
Twice as cute. Looks like he grew up and lived to a decent age.
Yeah. 2 mouths to feed, though.
Yeah. Well, he's probably twice as aware, though, right? 2 heads are better than 1.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if it would impede swimming or what,
Yeah, I really have no idea. But I mean,
Uh,
it obviously grew to almost full
and
adult
this is a
size.
carcass. I wonder if it was albino. Probably not, but it looks awful white,
Yeah, it
Probably
does
just
look awful white. I don't
probably
know.
dead flesh, you know.
Yeah, it could be
Uh,
just, faded from being dead.
yeah.
But yeah,
Mutation.
it seems like it lived a pretty good life, dude. I made it to adult size. So, I mean, that means it was functional, you know?
Here's a creature of Black Lagoon, a new shot there, in
Oh,
color.
that's a good shot. Yeah.
I guess from Life magazine. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that one drawing did not look a lot like the.
No,
I've seen him draw much better creatures from the Black Lagoon that were spot on.
I didn't realize that was actually supposed to be the creature. I thought that might have been one of, because Peter's doing King Cryptid now. I thought it might have been one of his creatures from the book.
Oh,
Hi, Shirley. You want to say hi? Yeah. You say hi?
she
Say
said
hi.
yes.
Say hi. Okay.
I thought you were going to put her on camera.
Nah, she was just talking.
Okay. Yeah, she was talking to a Singapore blue tarantula.
Ooh, I think he's shown us this one before.
I think I have once before. This is new footage of one.
Cool.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that dude, man. That thing looks, that's pretty big, yeah. Shit.
Yeah. Look at those long legs.
Wow.
You know what that blue
I think
says
they're
to
cool
me?
as hell, dude, but I could never let them crawl on me like that.
No doubt. You
couldn't
know
do
what
it.
they're like pipe cleaners. They look like pipe cleaners.
Yeah, they do.
You know what that blue says to me? Stay away. Keep away.
Danger.
Yeah. I'm like you. I have no desire to have a giant spider like that crawl on me with fangs that are probably about an inch thick curved. No, thank you.
I mean, even if they can't kill you with the poison, it's gonna hurt like shit if they decide to bite you.
These are some hungry snails just for the hell of it. Because I have other snail news. Check this out. I don't know what she gave the one snail there, that granulated stuff though. Looks like maybe asparagus or green bean for that other one.
Yeah. Asparagus.
Wow, you can actually watch that thing. Their heads are kind of translucent. You can watch that green bean go up in the head.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder what the other ones eat. Because you can't give them salt. That'll kill them.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's some vitamin supplement.
Yeah, it might be
It could be calcium. Could be calcium. Yeah, I guess calcium. It could be flour. Yeah.
Or some kind of ground up grain or something maybe. The one that's got that asparagus or whatever looks really happy though, man. He's just chomping away.
Oh yeah, he's chomping. Yeah, he's chomping. Yeah. Peter Gilmore. I noticed that him. Has anyone ever seen John Landis and Art T. Bear in the same room?
Yeah.
Conspiracies abound.
I saw that.
John Landis there, and Art T. Bear.
I mean,
very
damn
similar.
Dead ringers, boy, almost.
They could be brothers. Just saying.
Yeah. All right, looks like we're starting to echo again, Rex, and it's about 5:45. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop out for this evening.
I'll be already.
What do you mean already? Give me a chance to find something to eat and rest up. Maybe I'll be back later. I don't know.
Okay. Cool Rocketeer sculpture. We'll see you later, Shadow.
All right, you have a good night, Rex.
You too.
Hello, love you.
This photo was taken in 1912 of an iceberg found with black and red paint in the Atlantic Ocean. It is believed that this was the iceberg that hit the Titanic. Mm-hmm. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Yeah, that was kind of an inside job. This is wild. I'll let him introduce himself. Make sure the volume's all the way up. And he was a hairy man like Esau.
Hi, I'm Lalit.
Sometimes people treat me not very well, but it's very rare. Usually,
now, Carrie, that's a beard. What can I say? That's a beard.
people treat me very good, and yeah, most of people are good to me, and it depends on the person. Well, the first days at school was it was not so good because the other kids were scared of me. But when they started knowing me, when we started talking to me, they understood that I was not so different from them. It was just, from outside, I looked different, but I'm not different inside.
Chewbacca. Wow. One word actually, but it sounds like two. Electrolysis. Electrolysis. Oh well. If you like snails and RPG games, check out. I don't like them that much. Kickstarter, huh? Okay. I think Shadow knew what Cloudy was saying. He has gone crazy. Yeah. Here's another recommendation. I'd like to get this in my collection. Go Key Comics, The Beatles, Yellow Submarine. That was probably a one and done book. I've never seen that one. Like to add that to my collection, though, for sure. We all live in the Yellow Submarine. The Yellow Submarine. A photo of Jack Kirby that I've never seen before. Very cool. The king of comics there, overlooking. That's probably later in life when he was out in California somewhere, overlooking one of the valleys. Very cool. The king of comics, folks. The king of comics. Here is a little preview of the blister proofs and decals that are in process. Ethan Van Sciver says they're working on assembling the cars, and then we'll send a set of samples over for our reviews. So Rainbow the Brute type cars, I guess, are these Cyberfrog cards. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it. Didn't know he was doing anything with Rainbow the Brute as far as cars are concerned. Maybe it's a little bit of both, Cyberfrog and Rainbow the Brute. Does anyone know? Does anyone care? The picture of the century, nature defeats technology. Yes. The eagle catch a drone there, defend its territory. Teddy Roosevelt's 1907 hunting guide, Bill Lilly. Don't know where they went hunting, but he looks like an old timer, doesn't he? Photo from 1907. Teddy Roosevelt. This was interesting. Rose using a pine cone to make rose-shaped steamed stuffed buns. I I would put meat in these things myself, but interesting that they're using with the dough a pine cone to get that rose shape. Check this out. So form it around the pine cone and take it off. Little stuffing. Pinch the back of it, closed. And there you go. How about that? Pretty neat. The things I find to share with you. Using a pine cone, though, I thought that was interesting. Happiest of birthdays to Charlie Boltner. Here's some of the stuff that he's worked on. This is a Joe Kubert cover, but apparently he might be a writer. I don't know. Does anybody know Charlie Boltner? That's Jim Aparo cover. So I guess he wrote for Brave and the Bold. Thunder Agents. I used to own this. It's a Wycheck cover. JC Comics. Came out in the early 80s. And Action. Apparently his birthday. Been seeing a lot of postings on JFK lately. This is an Aaron Lopresti piece, apparently, although I think the colors to it ruined it, really. A Phantom piece by Aaron Lopresti. Does that look like Aaron? And I don't like the placement of the head there with the eye. It's just, I don't know. It's like a tangent. But the coloring is definitely substandard, in my opinion. Just my opinion. But then what I know. Plenty. And don't you forget it. The remains of a female vampire pinned to the ground with a sickle across her throat to prevent her from returning from the dead were found during archaeological work at a 17th century cemetery in the village of Penn, Poland. So suspected vampire buried with a sickle over the throat. So I guess they would wake up, maybe cut their own head off. I don't know. Apparently they weren't a vampire. Doesn't this prove that they weren't a vampire? Unless the head's severed and it still looks like it's attached to me. Superstition. Whatever. Wing Hauser passed away at 77. He was a guy in action and countless films, TV credits. You may have seen that. I've seen a lot of posts that he passed away at age 77. I've seen him in one or two things. Nothing major. But then I guess I'm not watching the right things. Wonderful, wonderful Godzilla -1 poster here. Love that. That's good design. I love it. Some more lizard representation. Mike Barron's dog, just because they're so cute. His little doggies. Mike Barron's dogs. Never saw that combination from Alex Ross, but yeah, he did both. Maybe from the same photo. He does use some photo reference. a combination of some of the a compilation of some of the most bizarre flowers and fungi. Yeah, some of these are indeed kind of wild looking, kind of alien looking, to tell you the truth. Let's take a look. Okay. Kind of looks like a vagina. I'm just saying. Wow. Looks like it's got maggots in it. Look at that. The world is a wild and diverse place. I've got to tell you, man, it's going to have spores go everywhere. It looks like, yeah. Wow. Flowers and fungi. Hey, I'm a fun guy. This is wild. Just a shark head there. Yeah. The other fish must be thinking, we kind of got the better of you on this one. But now who's eating who? Oh, gotta go sometime. There's your shark for you, blue. Blue, where you been lately? Godzilla art by Alan Moore. Is there an artist named Alan Moore? Or I know there's a writer named Alan Moore. Almost underground art, looks like. It's pretty cool. How would you feel if Space Godzilla was in Godzilla X Kong 3? Well, I never liked, Space Godzilla that much, to tell you the truth. But this is a badass piece. I like that. Space Godzilla with crystals growing out of his back. The quote of the day, which we should all remember, is love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. Good quote from the Bible. 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. The different looks of Godzilla at 70 years old. I think that's right. Where has everybody went today? Apparently my little hour-long thing. This is digitized wear. They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. Again, retro though. On the fashion circuit. Anything like that appeal to you? Androgynous women that don't look sexy. Okay, sure, they could be male or female, and they walk like it too. Wow, where's all the sex appeal went with the supermodels? Apparently, they took the day off. Anyway. Here's a flashback for you Matchbox people. We featured some Hot Wheels. It's only fair that we show you this this retro Matchbox streakers. I wonder if they change colors if you got them wet. Probably not at this time. This is probably just the coloring on it. For you people that like Phantom Lady, Fox Comics, 390-page book reprints the entire run from Fox Comics numbers 13 through 23, which ran from April 1947 to April 1949. The numbering picks up from the 1946 series by Wood Alive Comics, and after number 23 continues as My Love Secret. The cover of issue 17 was illustrated in psychiatrist Frederick Worthingham's MD's book Seduction of the Innocent, 1954, about the caption sexual stimulation by combining highlights with the sadist dream of tying up a woman. Phantom Lady is in my top 10 list of Golden Age costume heroes that aren't just from the big two, and thanks to the Grand Comics database, an invaluable resource as always. Okay, so here's a look at the book with some great Matt Baker artwork, I'm sure, in the Phantom Lady series. Book worth looking up and finding, I'm sure. If you like Phantom Lady, who doesn't like some good girl Matt Baker cheesecake stuff? 390 pages too. That's got to be, pretty hefty read. World's largest paper airplane. All right, let's take a look at that. I think we've shown this before, but look at that. World's largest paper airplane. I wouldn't want to get struck with that thing. Look at that little kid. Crush me! Crush me! Gonna take a nosedive. Spear him in the chest. Behead him. Boom! You funny humans. Things you do. Just a dope sculpture in clay, I guess, of a Triceratops. So cool. Awkward. So I'm painting a mug. Didn't realize I clicked on a link for another show. Thought it was odd you would show Crochet Channel, but not before I said Plastic Cooks Suck. I'm back on the right show again. Oh, wow. It's a Godzilla party. All terrible. Yeah. Nice detail. Whoever did that. Nice detail. This is a poster for Popeye the Slayer Man. So they're going the same way with Popeye. Apparently he's public domain and can be used in certain things. And Popeye the Slayer Man instead of Sailor Man. They're going the same route as they did with Winnie the Pooh in select theaters and VOD tomorrow, March 21st. So that's today. So you can watch, go out with the kiddies and watch Popeye the Slayer Man, a new horror movie releasing today. Yeah, yuck, 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 yuck. What are you doing to my old cartoon heroes? Tim Vigil piece here. Thought was nice. Your little werewolf representation today. Get it on, bang a gong, get it on. All right. Happy birthday to Jean-Luc Lancey. He played Q in Star Trek and did the animated voice there. Animated. It's his birthday. Say it's your birthday. John Carpenter will be getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on April 3rd, a well-deserved tribute to a master of horror. I've got to agree with that. Surprised he's not on the Walk of Fame yet, but they probably don't. They're probably running out of room for those stars, you know. They probably just don't give those things away very often. But John Carpenter will be somewhere with all the stars. Sim says we are now 56% with 6 days left on this project. This project funded. Newly added free sketch card for the first 100 physical book tier backers. Hellzone. Check it out on Indiegogo. Just look up Hellzone. I can give you the link if you want. Today, I learned that volcano snails are a thing. Their shells are made of iron sulfides, and they live around hypothermal vents that can reach up to 750 degrees Fahrenheit. Did you know about volcano snails? Wow. I never knew there was such a thing. Life finds a way, doesn't it, folks? That is a look at a volcano snail. You know, they found some underwater vents where crabs and other life forms were around the very heavy things, very hot and heavy. This is a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger on the day he received his U.S. citizenship back in 1983. Feeling very patriotic at becoming a U.S. citizen. Of course, not eligible to run for president because he wasn't born in the United States. And thankfully for that, because I think he would have been a horrible president. I think he had a good chance of winning, actually. You know, I think he would have liked to have run. Sexy has a new name only on Fund My Comic. And yes, I'm talking about my own project with Midnight here. Here's the latest drawn in tier. The next drawn in tier will be with Sea Demon, an underwater thing. And I already have one person slated to be in that one. You can be too for only $80 on the campaign. Get in on the drawn in tier and you become a permanent part of my Momentum universe. And this thing's going to take off, folks. You will regret not becoming a part of the story. No one else is doing this. Only I am attempting this, and with lackluster response. But, you know, after you see my, you know, if I continue to do a drawn in tier, which I probably will on the next campaign, who knows? Maybe we'll have better response and we'll have more characters, you know, to write. Do check out my book over on Fund My Comic. 48 pages, probably will wind up 52 pages when it's all over with. We're at 65 backers, $4,000, 200% funded, We've got a lot of different stuff up there. Go check it out, folks. Some of it's barely been scratched. I would like to get some return, people wanting some of these items that have free domestic shipping. We have 3 items that have free domestic shipping. The acrylic standee of Devil Flyer, free domestic shipping right now for a limited time only. The sticker book. We have a new art book up there. That's not free domestic shipping because that's a big book, 60 pages with a special 10 years of bog section in it. Been going through some of the older stuff. Epic stuff is going on over at Fund My Comic. Epic does have a new name, and that is Injustice new name, and it's Devil Flyer. Just a couple scenes there of the director and the art book cover, which will get colored here pretty soon. This will be awesome done in color. Cover artist Dionysus. Thank you for that. Glad we had that on hand. What do you think the rarest comic book is? What is the rarest comic book of all time? It might be Adventure Comics number 26. Apparently, that was limited run. Adventure Comics number 26. I'd like to buy that, but apparently it's one of the rarest comics on the planet, if not the rarest. Picture of Hal Linden. He turned 94. More recent picture. We mentioned that it was his birthday the other day. Here's a more recent picture of Hal Linden at age 94. Still looking good. You go, man. My mother's trying to catch up with you. She's 89 and will be 90 this year in August. Adorable toy horse on wheels with a small hole in the nose for a string to pass through to pull the little guy along the floor. It has some painted detail, including a blanket saddle on its back. It is 1,800 to 2,000 years old, but it looks like just a modern day toy. If you got a picture of Abby keychain on the campaign, what you are hoping to make it with? I do not. Some of these photos probably that are up on the campaign, probably one of those. Or we may take a new picture of her. I haven't decided yet, Carrie. I just probably got to looking at the campaign and saw Abby's buy Abby a meal tier of all the new pictures we put up, and I said I could do a keychain. A lot of campaigns do keychains, and I'd like to have a keychain with Abby's picture on it. It'll probably be double-sided, maybe 2 different pictures of Abby. But I have no idea what pictures I'm going to put on there. Maybe you can help me pick them out, Carrie. We're user-friendly here at Momentum Comics. It really doesn't matter to me. Any picture that we put in there is going to be lush. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Another picture of Jack Kirby I've never seen before. They're in uniform during World War II. Very cool. Jack Kirby, the king of comics. If you don't know who Jack Kirby is, I'm often compared to him because I create so many characters, but I don't even come close, folks. But and I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without his work coming first. Trust me. Some characters like Geo. New Geo here. Got this one blacked out. I have to get back to that. But Geo, directly inspired by Jack Kirby. Just the way they ink him with this staggered line, often. This was the impetus for his face and creating him. So I ate one of the peeps. Let's try a Dr. Pepper peep, shall we? Let me mute myself while I open the package. So you just kind of pull them off the end. They actually got the eyes right on this one. They just daub that stuff on and just, where it'll have a little beak on there. Smells like Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Pepper. Not one of my favorites, like I said. But yeah, we'll have to look at sending some of these to Doc for Easter. Definitely. You can get them at Dollar Tree. Thor versus Godzilla thunders into comic shops on July 2nd by Jason Aaron and Aaron Kuder. I guess that's how you say that. Kuder for Marvel. Here's some additional scenes of that. Bring that up. Cover, nice cover. I guess that's a cover. Very cool. Very cool. I always like the persona of Donald Blake, sort of a lame, hamstrung type character with a stick, a walking stick to help him walk, but he couldn't slam it and become Thor. That's a Walt Simonson there. Sort of a blank-eyed Godzilla. That's kind of more traditional Godzilla from Marvel, or old Herb Trimpe type. So come July 2nd, you might want to pick something up like that. Over 70 years of Godzilla. Here's the different Godzilla looks through the years. Check that out. Starting from the original and going through the decades. A lot of different looks from the Godzilla head. That one from 1999 really sticks out. Really interesting, the different sculpts and models and looks for Godzilla. Little ears on the very first one there. Billy Tucci says, hearing good news with Diamond Comic Distributors resolving their bankruptcy. Previews is crucial to comic shops and the industry's success, says Billy Tucci, especially indie comics. We do great business through the catalog monthly. Oh, and it's always way cool not to just be in the catalog, but on the cover. She is back. Mm-hmm. In fact, Carrie, I will give you that task. I'll send you some photos, or you can help me pick them out one day of what cute pictures. I haven't really taken that many. Maybe I'll do one cute and one zombie, where her eyes are rolled back in her head. When Godzilla does what Godzilla does after a long day of destroying Japan. Let's check that out. Godzilla heavy today.
近頃主人の帰りがなんだか早いんです。あ、小島さん、番組録画して自分だけのカラオケテープ作ったりして。
日本全国津々浦々、今度は歌える G リレー。
Maybe we won't get struck for just that little bit. Have you got pick of Abby keychain? Oh, okay. I keep reading the same darn thing. Somebody say something else so I don't read that all the time. At least I didn't wind up on the sewing network or crocheting network like you did. Mr. T's birthday the other day, as we mentioned. Here is a picture of Mr. T. No, that's not me. There we go. Happy birthday to Mr. T. Mr. T. Looks like he's going to chow down on some good raspberry cake. 73 years young. 73 years young. This is a cool house, a stone house in Portugal. Built in 1972 out of like a grouping of rocks. That would be a secure house to live in, wouldn't it? Rex, I don't know about other women, but I'd be hopeless picking. Okay. I'd choose them all because Abby's so cute. I doubt she takes a bad pick. Yeah. Well, yeah, I might just for the fun of it put that one up that I put up, you know, in the corner where she's sleeping when she was younger. And she did this thing where she rolled her eyes back. There it is up in the corner right-hand box where she looked like a zombie dog. So I don't know. I could do that. Something like this, something provocative like this, sexy, yes. You know, she takes some, I mean, when she was a little puppy, which I got her at 3 months old, but that's when she was thin as a rail. When she's gonna kick back in the bed there, you know, look at that. Look at that sexy shot. Hell yeah. Love my dog. Love my dog. Got a nice looking dog. Oh, such a cute little dog. But I might do like one cute side, you know, and then one zombie side, you know, where she's like doing something weird. Just an idea. We'll see. Maybe we'll make it ultra cute. Right now, not that many sewed, so you know, who knows? We're deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Wizards composer Andrew Belling. May he rest in peace. So the composer that composed the music for Wizards has passed away, Andrew Belling. Great movie, Wizards. Great movie. Look at this badass piece from Alex Toth of The Question. That is so cool. I'm going to have John Dillard do me a bystander like that where he's in action and whatnot. A lot of detail. Hell yeah. That's cool. I saved that so that I could. Have you got her puppy pics? I've got a few early pics. Some of those are up there in the corner that I showed you where she's really skinny. I got her at 3 months old and she was full grown. So I don't have the little puppies. No, I didn't get her till she was full grown at 3 months old, but she was skinny. Probably one of the earliest pictures is not the first one. It's right there. And knock over everything while you go at it, Rex. I'm going to have to work on these or they get hard and stale, you know, marshmallow. I have to indulge and eat Peeps and have a sugar rush. Go into a diabetic coma. Joking, God, joking. He knew that. He knows everything. This Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, on John Maylands apparently has gloriously offered to host the Springball Terminal Monstrosity Campaign launch, says Shanth Andretti. And I do not say his last name right. I say Andretti, and it's not Andretti, but that's what I say. The campaign will fund the complete rework of the 22-page comic book story that premiered in 2022 Spring Ball. Is Ditko and McFarlane's Spider-Man meets Sam. I hate when these things go. Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead. From lines to color, from story to lettering, my work will only be possible with your support. I'm sure it'll get a lot of support. So what are we worried about, Shan? You deliver. So Abby is the cutest. Her image engraved on wooden keychain. Oh, wooden keychain. Maybe nice. Yeah, maybe I could get Flying Feline to make some. Or have her picture as a Western Wanted poster as a keychain. Now, that would be cool. Yeah. That'd be cool to have her on a wanted. Dead or alive. If you haven't checked out Omer Glitz's Hump Day show, of course, he puts these sexy women on there, like 7 of 9 cosplayer. So, of course, he gets good views. And I'm on there. So, check us out on Wednesdays as we draw. And you can watch me at the top of my head as I look at my crotch and draw. Till I get a camera set up, that's the best I can do, folks. But I frequently flash you up what I'm working on, as it's developing. And he's good to it big and multiple times. Peeps! So check us out on the Hump Day show on Wednesdays, which is a great drawing stream for me after Tuesdays on Topic List. So I get 2 days of good drawing in on there. I might do a draw stream later. Trying to limit my time on the computer because I've been watching some Doctor Who, some David Tennant, and all the Exorcist stuff. And, I'm up to almost the end of Tennant. And I'll probably stop there because I don't know. We'll continue. We might do Matt. I don't know. We may. I definitely want to do all the Tennant stuff, though. That's when it was hot. But check us out at 9 p.m. Central. And I like the timing on that. Without doing a commercial yet. So let's finish this up with a cute commercial.
Look, it's a cowboy Wuppet from A&W. Whoa!
Look, a fireman.
There's a hard hat. And a baseball player.
The Wuppets are back at A&W. One comes free with either a delicious Papa Burger, a Teen Burger with bacon, or a Teen Burger Supreme. So bring in your family and start collecting all 4 character Wuppets today at participating A&W family restaurants.
Never saw the Wuppets. Never saw that. Of course, we didn't have an A&W restaurant around us. But maybe that brings back some nostalgia for some of you people. EJ Morg says, 50 years old today, revisiting age 13. I have no idea where I'm going to put this guy. He got one of the Todd McFarlane Hulk statues. So cool. Look at that. Taken from one of Todd's covers where he's breaking apart the Hulk logo. Very cool. Big, massive. That's probably a porcelain too. It may be cast resin, but probably porcelain. Very cool though. Wish I had one. But yeah, I'd have to find room for it too. Producer, March 21st. I meant to say that. Well, okay. Born today, Flo Ziegfeld Jr. was born in 1867, creator of Ziegfeld Follies, 1907 through 1931. Passed in 1932 at the age of 65 from pleurisy, which is lung disease. On his deathbed, he went delirious, shouting stage directions. His last words was, "Look good, looks good." So apparently after the Ziegfeld Follies disbanded a year prior, he died a year later. Happy heavenly birthday to him, though. Ziegfeld Follies from 1907 to 1931. Cher Makeup Center. You ever seen one of these things? It's an old toy from the late 70s. I know they did a few celebrities like that. That's from 1977, Star Wars year. All right, that's about all we have for you today. Maybe we'll do a draw stream later, maybe not. I do need to do something with this one, probably re-ink it another time, because this is, I don't know, we'll see. Kind of spotty, not deep black. I like to make sure that, it'll register when printed. George Lucas in the house. Hey, George. They're going to do a second movie for release next year. If you watch the movie, I Can Only Imagine, featuring Christian band Mercy Me. No, I haven't. Smoking Wraith contacted me. There's your trouble from another mother. He said, "Hey, Devil." He always calls me Devil. Haven't been on the Twitter in a long time. It kind of faded away as I got distracted with work. I'm doing good. Sorry again for not shouting at you sooner. Love you, brother, in Jesus. Chosen had some kind of premiere recently, too. I'm chomping at the bit to see the new season. So maybe we'll have on Smoking Right there pretty soon. And I've been in contact with Jack Empel and a few other people. This Sunday I will be on with Kyle Prometheus on his show. That will be, I believe, at 1 o'clock Central before this show at 4 Central. So I'll probably do an announcement on X telling to show up and chat. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that, Carrie. Anyway, keep collecting. I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? Enjoy some snacks, or at least I'll probably zip lock these up, these peeps. So you don't have peeps in the UK. I didn't think you would, but I wanted to find out, That's the only reason I bought that crap. And they now have a new Peeps Pass. Ouch. And apparently a blue version of the bunny. I'll have to look for that. Not doing a lot of buying right now, but yeah, I got the box. It's a little damaged there, but not bad. I just took these things and stood them up. There wasn't that many. A couple of them, the foot was crushed, so they were just kind of laying in another box. But I stood them up like this at a slant, and said, "Yeah, that box is mine." Seasonal box. I haven't checked to see. Oh, score. This one is from Hungary. Hungary's the only other place besides China. China makes most of the pests nowadays. And most of the seasonal things, like I say, are from Hungary. This one's from Hungary, too. I might have to go back and check. They did have a chicken and a bunny. And I do like to collect the Hungary ones, But I probably spent as much as I'm going to spend today. Go give my dog another nubby to clean her teeth with. Anyway, Abby loves you. I love you. And yes, have a good night, Carrie. Have a good night, everyone. Glad Smoking Ratt's okay. Yeah, I knew eventually he'd get in contact with me. I was hoping, because, yeah, he kind of disappeared off the scene for a little while. So it's good to know he's keeping busy with work. I don't know what he would be doing in the wintertime, though, because this is kind of his down season. But now that we're into spring, and hopefully I'll get, in less than a month or about a month, start back to work myself. Can't wait to start getting that money and get that book out to everybody and all that other stuff. What's a nubby? Nubby is a tartar control little bone that Arm and Hammer, who's, been around forever, does. And they only had one, and I got it. Otherwise, I might have gotten her one or two or three of those. They're pretty good size bones. You only get 6 per package, though. But a good little treat that's kind of bumpy, to clean their teeth with. So, pretty good size, About the size of my small finger. If I get my other finger out of the way, I don't want to dump all these in my lap, showing you that one. Anyway, she's already had 2. She'll get something else that I got her in there. I also got her some sweet potato wrapped in bacon. Chicken. What else did I get her? And something else. So I got her some little bacon bits, which she had a couple of those in the truck on the way home. Anyway, keep collecting. Abby deserves lots of treats, absolutely, and she gets lots of treats as long as I can afford them. I picked her up one new meal too. That was the only one those are the ones they don't get in that very often. And like I went yesterday and they had 5 left, I think. And I went back for those 5. They only had 1 of those left. That's how quick that stuff goes. And somebody wiped out their chicken and that other stuff too. I mean, bought the heck out of those things. And that's the way I do. When they get it in, boom, I get it. So I think they're saying, oh, man, these things disappear. Oh, they got them. So now they're doing it. I don't know. And I do that to save about 10 cents per meal. It adds up. You think about that. I have to give her at least probably 2 meals a day. So that's, if I just give her a 1 meal a day plus some treats and other stuff, might get away with 1 meal a day, but they're not that big. And she's fairly large, the largest, for her breed, really. Because Jack Russells are supposed to be pretty small. Hey, Glenn, I'll get with you. I'll respond to you. I did read your Facebook, by the way. We'll be having Glenn Fleming on here pretty soon. And I also want to talk to him about doing our next book, the John Buscema book. Definitely odds that up if you give wet food. Definitely adds up. Yeah. 365 a year. That's 365 meals. Let's say just $1 a piece, which they're like 79 cents. But when I started out with her at Aldi, you could get a meal like it for 50 cents. Now it's like 89 cents, So I buy these at Dollar Tree, her meals at Dollar Tree, and save a dime, And they've got chicken and beef and, and a couple of things, different porterhouse. The porterhouse is not what they had. And top sirloin. They've not had the porterhouse very often. But when I get them, I usually clean them out. Just shows you what one day. Now, that might have been one person, or it might have been said, woo, I better get these while they got them. And that's what I say. If I've got the money, often I don't buy food for myself. It's like I got to get her enough meals to get her down the road for a while. Shadow has dry food, 4K for 14 pounds, lasts good while. Yeah, but most dry dog food is dead dog food. No nutrients in it. That stuff will be shelf stable for 5 years without, if you keep it dry, it won't mold. It'll just sit there. There's nothing living in it. It's cooked at such a high heat. Most dry dog foods is dead dog food. Anyway, with that's a discussion for another time. Keep collecting. Bow for now. Thanks for tuning in. not very many people today. And, maybe that's because we only gave you an hour show today, but gave you at least a half hour over today. We have no set time with it. If we can do 2 hours, we